It's almost the arrival of spring, so what better way to celebrate than to make spring rolls? But you know what? They're good any time of year. I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect crispy spring rolls with just 3 ingredients. The 3 ingredients are coleslaw mix, spring roll wrappers, and bean thread noodles. These are dried bean thread noodles. They are made from mung beans that have been made into a flour and then extruded into noodles, then dried to be convenient to use anytime you need them. What you'll do is you'll take one of these little bundles, you'll put them in some cold water and let them sit out for about 30 minutes. And once they're soaked, they'll be nice and pliable and ready to use for our spring rolls. Spring roll wrappers, these are found in your freezer section of your local grocery store or your favorite Asian mart. And these are a little bit thinner than egg roll wrappers. You'll find egg roll wrappers anywhere, but they are a lot thicker and they're more of a noodle than these spring roll wrappers. So these spring roll wrappers generally they're about 25 per pack, and they're very thin, and they're a little bit more flexible than a phyllo dough would be, but they do stick together. So before you use them, you'll have to pull them apart and then stack them neatly on your board. Now let's make our filling. You'll take your coleslaw mix, and this is just a basic coleslaw mix that you get in the produce section of your favorite grocery store. We're gonna bring these out. If you want to hand shred all your cabbage and your carrots, that's what is in this mix. We're gonna take our bean thread noodles that have been soaked, and we wanna drain all the water out of it. And we're gonna place them on our cutting board because we want to give them a rough cut. You'll want these noodles to be no more than 1 inch long. Now to season our filling, you'll want to put a little bit of salt. We have about 2 tablespoons for this whole bag. About 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and then about a tablespoon of sesame oil. And you'll want to mix this to combine it very well. At this point, while you're mixing your ingredients, you can add any protein you like. If you like pork spring rolls, add some ground pork into the mix. If you like shrimp spring rolls, add some chopped shrimp into the mix. The protein will cook perfectly when you have them in the fryer. Now to seal our spring rolls, we're gonna need to make some type of paste. You can use a scrambled egg for this, or you can make a paste with about a 1/4 cup of water and a tablespoon or 2 of all-purpose flour. We have all of our wrappers laid out in a diamond pattern facing us. So the point is to you. And to roll these, you'll want to have them so that we roll going forward. And you'll use 1 wrapper per spring roll. And you'll take a small handful of the filling that you just made, and you'll pull this over and roll away from you. And once you get to the halfway point where the 2 sides, the longest point, you'll want to tuck in the sides, And then continue your roll. And you'll want to roll till you have about an inch or an inch and a half, and you'll take some of that floury paste that you made and you'll continue your roll. So there is our spring roll that hasn't been fried yet. And let me tell you why you want to keep the filling. You want it to be as dry as possible. So when you're making egg rolls or other things with a thicker wrapper, you can cook the filling first, and as it has liquid, you can wrap it in the noodle wrapper and it will hold. These will bust open if they're wet. So you want to make sure that your filling is dry as you roll these. Let's make a few more. We'll take a small handful. We'll pull over our wrapper and then pull back toward you. You'll roll forward, tuck in the sides, and then you'll take a little bit of the paste just so that the wrapper sticks to the roll, and you'll continue your roll. And there's our next one. Now we have a nice group of spring rolls pre-rolled. Let's get them in the fryer. You'll want to get your oil to 350 degrees so that you can fry these until they're golden brown and delicious. In order to get them to fry all the way around, you'll want to put a little weight or a little basket or something to push them down into the oil. All right, our rolls have been in for about 3 or 4 minutes now. So let's give them a check and see if they're as golden brown as we like them. And they look beautiful. So let's pull these up. If you're using a small fryer at home or on your patio, just kind of pull them up and check them and drain them off to the side. You want them to drain on top of the oil a little bit so all the oil that it was fried in gets to drain back into the vessel. Now these are ready to serve with your favorite dipping sauce. You can do a sweet and sour dipping sauce, a sweet chili dipping sauce, or if you want something savory, use your favorite Nook Mom dipping sauce for this. They are perfectly crunchy and they've got the veggies that cook nicely on the inside. This is a perfect way to celebrate the arrival of spring or any season. Now that you've perfected your spring rolls, how about mastering dumplings?